house to be on the great Costa del Sol. It's London Pub live, right on the corner in the big town too. It's Funky Town. Check it out on 91. Back to the shades. And for the white people we have to the beach tomorrow, don't forget, get some protection out there. It's going to be a hot one.
Costa del Sol has become a coast of dreams for many Britons wishing to turn their two-week break into a permanent holiday in the sun. Ben El Madinah is typical of resorts on the coast. There are hundreds of British-owned bars and businesses providing what seems to be the perfect opportunity. With 750,000 British visitors every year and thousands who've gone out to retire, the Costa has become home from home. There are now more foreigners on the coast than Spaniards. And in developments that stretch for miles into the hills, they have created their own paradise in the sun.
You can walk up and down the beach, sit in a nice square, have a glass of beer, then you come back to this. Rain, cold, everybody's looking miserable. Middle of June. It's unbelievable. I want to get away from this area because I don't think there's nothing here anymore for us. Pits have gone, steelworks have gone. Not many people have got any money, especially for work that I'm involved in, joining the work. People just haven't got the money to employ you.
Let me put them all on, like that.
Well, it was Kev's idea to start with. He'd been looking through papers and he says, do you fancy going to Spain? It's a different way of lifestyle, you know, and I'm not working at the minute, I've just got our Ben to fetch up, so...
You're a bit rough, watch.
He did feel that sooner or later Bottom would be dropping out of what he was doing now, you know, making and supplying windows.
The first time I told Pam about it, I came in from work and I turned around to her, I said, I've made my mind up, we're off. And she says, off where? I said, I've got a paper, I've been looking at prices at bars. If it's true, what they're asking, we can afford one if we sell the house. I think she was a bit surprised.
That's nice.
And I think then she realised we'd be on his way eventually. I found the bar originally through Dalton Weekly, so I rang an agency up. I fancied Benidorm because I've been to Benidorm on numerous occasions, but they said they didn't do Benidorm because Ben El Madinah was a lot nicer place. When I first got there and had a look, I knew that was the place for me. They've got everything that I liked about Spain. Got a nice seafront, marina, plenty of British who live full time. I'm going into something that I've never ever done before in my life. I've never been to the back of a bar. Never pulled a pint of beer in my life. Special soon, wait.
Yesterday there was some sort of automobile ferry up.
Whenever people go to a strange country, they always feel a little bit nervous. They come down here, you've got more British bars along this strip than you have Spanish. They can walk in and see Mike from East London originally, and they can come into a London pub here and have a great time. Oh, it looks like something out of the Triffids. Good afternoon. Calm down. Oh, yeah. What would you, and your John Lennon glasses. What would you like?
What?
Drink, it's a bar. Or are you waiting for a bus?
Can you have 2 Cokes and 2 San Miguel's, please?
You may. Are you eating?
Yeah, we are in a minute.
Roast beef? Roast pork?
Yeah.
Well, no, let's all get your drinks first.
Yes,
2
please.
San Miguel's, 2
And
pork.
2 Cokes,
lovely
please.
to see you back.
Nice to see you again as well.
How long are you here for?
2 weeks.
Most men I know at some time or other have wanted to run a pub. And when you're a bit down and you don't like the boss very much that day, you go and have a pint and you think, this is the life. It wouldn't be short to say that I used to go to sleep thinking about looking out at the Mediterranean with this packed bar, earning me a lot of money, working with my wife, who I've never worked with. The kids could come over for holidays. You know, I could see myself every Tuesday being on the golf course, every afternoon swimming in the Mediterranean, going around in the sun, being tanned and brown, drinking cheap wine. A permanent holiday, up to a point, not exactly, but a sort of permanent holiday atmosphere. One winter, 3 years ago, I had 2 old ladies in the bar. Never seen each other before. They sat in the bar. And one turned to the other and says, "Do you like it down here, dear?" And the other one said, "Well, it's all right, but there's too many Spanish." Any chance of me having that back? Or my yuppie hat? We all like to congregate with our own, but the British, when they retire down here, often are not even prepared to mix. They'll have Sky Television on satellite. They'll be having the English papers brought in. They'll go down to a British rum bar in a British complex and they wouldn't even know they're in Spain. We talk about ghettos with immigrants in Britain. I've no doubt the Spanish talk of ghettos of British tourists down here.
I think we're very lucky people to be here, to have this. I mean, we've got lovely gardens and lovely, you know, scenery to the sea here.
It's a lovely home and we enjoy it.
Nice climate.
We've got lots of friends. We've got our own swimming pool.
And a lot of my English friends that come out and see me. So we're not really...
And they love to come, too.
We don't miss anything, really.
Isn't it lovely?
I can't think of any better life. It's a very restful, dreamy place. It's here. It's in Spain. But we feel we could be really anywhere. Could be anywhere, this house. When a Spanish person comes here, I make myself understood. Maybe broken Spanish, but you've got to study Spanish to really speak well. Or live with the people all the time. Live with the locals. And that is a little bit, you know, difficult sometimes.
Sam has done it very discreetly within the class, and I went and got it from him, and I told all the others. And I told them times and everything, so hopefully you'll get a bunch coming.
No, you really, she just...
How are you, darling? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How are you? Yes, fine. Great. Hello. Lovely to see you.
You go anywhere, lots of beaches, where you roll out, Mallorca.
And you make
There you go. Oh, actually, have you seen that
lady that looks just like Elizabeth Taylor that's on the boot sale, selling sort of cheap watches and things.
Yes, she sells the paper.
I wouldn't go back for all the sort of tea
No, I wouldn't go back. I had some people here actually staying with me at the moment, well, staying in Fuengirola, and they said, you know, would you go back to UK? And I said, no way. No way now.
Tea up.
It's lovely.
What's the letter to Sue?
Good.
And get some stamps.
This
Now then,
shopping
Ernie,
list.
this shopping list. We will have to go soon because it's getting far too hot. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? It's like being film stars.
Yeah,
You get up in the morning, you've got your own pool, your own garden, which you don't have to get a mower out. You don't have to do any gardening, just have a few flowers. And the housework's pretty easy and no carpets to hoover, just clean the marble floors. But there's so many people, so many friends. We go out at night, we sit outside a restaurant, or it takes 2 hours to get a loaf of bread. You walk up to the road, you meet people, how are you, where have you been today? I mean, you don't do that at home. You put your anorak on and go up to the shops and get
But the weather
back.
makes you rest, makes you take your time. You can't rush about in this heat. You've got to take it easy.
Once
So
we
it
get
relaxes
into
you.
the Spanish way of life and have the siesta in the afternoon, I think we'll have cracked it. But at the moment, we're still
trying.
getting up and working during the day until we get the apartment nice.
Still trying to act like the British, I suppose.
Yeah, we must not forget we're British, ever, but we must forget that being home. This is home. We must forget pounds and pence and think of status. Everything, yes.
This one? Or that one?
This one. No entiendo. I don't understand you. No entiendo. Oh no, perdone. Perdone.
Perdone.
No
It's pardon.
entiendo español. I don't understand Spanish. Entiende usted el inglese? Ah. Do you understand English? And if they say no, we've had it. We must manage on our pension to live. That doesn't mean you can go and eat out every night, but leading a simple lifestyle, as we did at home, we could do it quite well. But I think it's worth it here.
Sis, peaches, por favor.
There are a lot of things to see here. I want to meet Spanish people, I want to learn the language, and I know it's the thing for us. And I'm quite sure we'll be happy here.
Some change.
500? Yeah.
Yeah.
After I arrived, I was met by the chap from the agency, and during the course of the week we saw about 15 different bars. But the one I liked straight away was the Swan Bar, and I agreed to pay the price they were asking. The Swan's in a square, which is called Bonanza Square. There's 4 or 5 bars already in the square, 2 British bars, and it's done in a cowboy thing. That's why they've called it Bonanza Square. But during the course of that week, it all started to go wrong. I discovered that the agents had put nearly £15,000 onto the price of the bar. After a lot of hassle and argument, I told them to get lost.
You have to deposit.
So I'm now buying the Trespasso, or the lease, directly from the owner. Trevor Clark. In case I do anything to bar.
So it's if you sort of knock the pillars down without telling me, and I need to put it back as it was.
You've got that money to do it.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's for the trespasser.
Yeah. And the reason why it's blank is because, like, all bars are different, the size, the price.
Yeah. So that'll just be filled in accordingly to what we agree on.
Yeah.
If I'd have bought through the agency, it would have cost me around about £15,000 more.
You lost your deposit, you lost a lot. Yeah.
To be honest, it's left a sour taste in my mouth, but I think it'll be all worth it in the end.
They wanted a reasonable amount of money to do all the paperwork which is necessary to live in Spain and open the bar, and with a stroke, they doubled it.
Yeah.
They doubled the price. And I had a word with him, and I said, well, why have you doubled the price? And he said, well, the lawyer's fees have gone up. We get nothing out of it, nothing to do with us at all. And then I said to him, what's this £27,000, which you told Kevin I wouldn't take anything less, and that was the price, when it's not the price, and why did you say it? And one of the directors said, that's business. In my opinion, they were just draining him of all his money and leaving him enough to buy the bar and stock it and say, well, hello, Kevin, let me know when you've earned your first million, with a bit of sarcasm.
Gracias.
No.
I said, that's made a mess of your kitchen there, love. You won't mind a little all or two, will you?
It's very hard, isn't it?
Mucho calor, ¿no?
Mucho.
¿Se puede?
Yes, please do. Now you move those.
All right, fantástico. Por lo menos un poquito más, ¿no? Hoy, today, mucho calor, ¿no?
Mucho calor.
¿Eh?
Pardon. No, no Spanish.
No Spanish.
Mucho mess in any language. He knows.
What is it? As it goes. Get him on.
Now that looks terrific. You don't stop. You can't stop. If you've got a customer, you go and talk to the customer. Because there is no point in a customer coming in once. The only customer that's worth, if you like, more in mercenary terms, worth money, is the customer that keeps coming back to you.
What time did you finish yesterday morning?
Got out of the bar this morning, 5:15.
In here again?
10:30. Finishing at about 4 today, 4:30, back at 8 tonight, and it'll be a late night tonight because there's a lot of people going home, they're having goodbye parties. So it'll probably be another 4 or 5 o'clock. We're coming into the period now, 6, 8 weeks, when we're going to end up not getting in bed before 5:30 or 6 anyway. Well, it's 3 apple pie custard. Could we have 1 apple pie and ice cream and the young lad who wants some
Well, write it
chocolate
down.
sauce? It's on there.
Thank you.
It's unusual. That's the only reason I put it on there.
Thank you. I looked at the kitchen when we bought the bar and I think, oh well, he's going to be a doddle. I'll stick to cold foods and salad. That was my sort of idea. Little did I realise I have to come all the way from England to Spain, and my best day is roast beef and Yorkshire pudding and apple pie and custard. And who don't want his greens?
No greens, loads of Yorkshire.
Loads.
Plenty of Yorkshire.
Loads. All right, Yorkshire pudding.
Glass of It's nice, isn't it? It does look nice, doesn't it?
It feels safe. I suppose it feels safe eating British food. But the sad thing is, they could come to Spain, and if they live on Spanish food and what we say, plonkety-plonk, the wine, their holiday would cost half as much. A lot of the stuff we have, like, it has to be English cheese. What cost us nearly £4 for a pound. What's a lot of money? I could do sandwiches for half the price. But they don't like Spanish cheese.
It's a lovely bit of beef, isn't
it? It gets so hot. In August, we reach a temperature of about 126 degrees. I used to use the word perspire, but it's not perspiring. The sweat is actually dripping down, and your eyes get so swollen and sore. There we are. Yorkshire's is coming up lovely.
When we first came down here, people said, well, it must be hard you don't have regulars. And that's the biggest mistruth ever said, because we get people come back year, like yourself, year after year.
For pork. For pork. Trying to get staff here is very difficult. One of my experiences here was in the kitchen. I was over doing the roast beef, and I had a young girl to help me doing my apple pies and putting the custard over. When I turned around and said, 2 apple pie, please, she was on the floor. She just fainted because of the heat. Good out. Welcome. My very busiest day in this kitchen, I actually did 186 roast and about 40-odd apple pie and ice cream. 226 meals we reached in one day. That was the highest ever. Because it's your own business, it's surprisingly what you can do.
Cheese and ham toast if you can, but I've told them it'll take a bit of time, all right?
I've always wanted to work with Pam. Pam knows me, she knows what I'm like. She knows when she can calm me down.
You're pushing, Ben.
Plus, it'll get Pam back to work as well, because I know she's got our Ben, and he's tiring, but it gives her something else to do other than looking after our Ben all day.
We know where you are, don't we?
She can work it back up bar, she can relax a bit.
Not as long as you're in here.
No worries at all.
Saldremos por ahí hay salida.
Yes.
You don't realise until you come out here how ignorant we are back home. Because everybody here speaks a bit of English. I didn't know a word of Spanish.
Thank you.
Pam's not bad with it, actually. She's been on a 2-year course, so she knows a bit of lingo.
Set of keys.
Please, no?
No, one set front end,
Key.
please.
I didn't
Oh,
hear.
it's got a key.
Oh,
All in
oh.
No.
Hey.
Now. Oh, dear.
you want horseradish? No, all right. Do you, darling? No? How's your Guinness, Cuff? Well, the season is down. They've been talking of figures on the Costa del Sol down by as much as 35%. And, of course, we've noticed that in the bar.
The bar is swallowing you up because, you know, especially the way the Costa del Sol has gone a little bit down the last couple of years, you have to give it even more and you have to think of new ideas. What can we do now? What can we do next? The business goes on, it's your priorities. And the dreams is second now.
So you're not having a bad year at the end of the day?
It's maybe slightly down on normal, but it's not bad.
Not bad. There are bars that we know of that are failing to meet their expenses, and you're dealing often with people that have never been actually in business, almost amateur publicans, as I am. There we are, sir. Hope you enjoy that.
They've all got the dream when they come out of selling their property in England, as we did, sold up totally, nothing in England whatsoever. We come out and invest the money on the hope that we are going to start coining money in a bar on the coast with the British tourists. If that goes wrong and you've bought the Traspasso and having to find this rent, then you're left in a situation when literally you have nout. But the implications to the person, he has sold the one asset that we all strive for as working men, which is our house, and within 6 months that can be gone. And we've even had bar owners coming around making collections for their friends to try and buy an air ticket home.
Yeah. What's this one? Yeah. But it's all lit up, you know that? All street lamps are lit up and all. It's brilliant. So all this is full. There's not much trade during the day, as you can see.
Look, still all be down on beach, won't they? All down that way.
All right.
Very nice. These beams blue?
Yeah. Mine just thought it's gone decor,
I'm not going over to earn vast amount of money because I know it can't be done. Because there's no people there at this moment in time. But it'll come back. It might take 5 years. So I know it's going to be tough. But I shall live out of the bar. My food I shall have in the bar. If I want to drink, I shall have a drink in the bar. Pubs in Spain, you can take out on a live place. So I've got that little bit more security. And I found that I could always hand it on. To our Ben, if he has grandkids, he can hand it on. Ben?
I just sort of buy these like buying a loaf of bread. You know, you see the flat, I'll buy it, that's it. You don't really know an awful lot about it. It's a big gamble. And we said, what have we done when we put that money down? With nothing in writing, we'd never seen a solicitor. But that is the way it's done. You are very, very vulnerable because you're in a strange country, but if you don't speak the language, you don't stand a chance because you don't understand what anybody's talking about. But I feel that certain people out here make a business out of trying to rip off the English. I don't know about other nationalities, but certainly about the English. And some of these people are English, and they live out here on their wits. I know this is a fact. I know it's true because I've spoken to other people who've gone through things. I don't think we've been ripped off. I mean, anything we've paid for, we've known that we've been paying for, I think. We've expected to pay for advice. But when we first came, I felt as though I was on holiday all the time. Now, I don't feel that now. But I still don't feel that it's home. Even the flat doesn't feel they're my things. But It doesn't feel that I've put any roots down yet, no.
Are you getting homesick?
I was the other night, yes. Yeah, really. Homesick for the house. I don't really know what it was. It's probably with talking about things and talking about home, and I was tired. But there again, it'll pass. It's only... I think all these things we're feeling are perfectly normal. I think there'd be something wrong, or we'd have something dreadful that we've left behind, and we haven't left anything dreadful behind. We were very happy there, weren't we?
Mm.
But we should be happy here. We are happy here, except that we're mostly tired out.
I feel I can cope with the heat, and the heat here doesn't frighten me or affect me at all. But with Doreen, it may be different. Blood pressure is her main problem.
It tends to worry me a little, the heat, more than Ernie. I find it difficult to breathe in the bedroom at night. I feel very claustrophobic. But whatever comes along, I will cope with it, somehow or other. I'll lie on the floor, put my feet in the bidet or something. But I will cope with it. I won't go home unless I actually flake out completely. But if other people can do it, so can I.
I laid on beach, I laid on a sunbed and the sun blurting out. And I thought, well, I ain't got to go back. I thought, I'm here. And then that was the first time it really hit me, that. But the first time I'd really thought about it. And it was a nice feeling, really nice. I thought, I can wake up to this sun every day. I can come down and do this on my day off, more or less every week of the year. It is a dream that's like come true. Yeah. Can't fault it, can I?
I think I'll let him go on with it.
In the corner! Don't crash the lunch! We're waiting!
I'm not happy with the way things are turning out. No, I'm not. They seem to be harder. I don't know if it's because we're getting older. I mean, we've been at 5.5 years now. I got knifed once. Our son got mugged twice. The bar has gone robbed 8 times. Our home has been broken into 2 times. And on top of that, working 16 hours a day or 14 hours or 18 hours. I'm very, very lonely because I haven't got time for friends. And you don't get friends on the Costa del Sol. It's very, very seldom you get friends. Right, have you had enough? Oh, come on. Don't wind me up. You got a leak. When I came down here definitely I was promised my little house with a swimming pool. The swimming pool has gone back for years since I was about 9 years old, and I saw Esther Williams film.
Oh, this is a life, isn't it?
And she opened her doors in her flimsy nightie, and she went out in a swimming pool, and that stayed with me for so many years. I was promised that, and I don't like anybody breaking promises. Oh, it's warm as toast.
I should think there's another grown woman could use that as a swimming pool.
But keep on hoping. Craig on, as they say. Can only get better, can't it?
Well, the bar's about 2 minutes away, and I suppose it must be 2 years since I've actually sat on the beach and enjoyed it and relaxed. I might as well be in the middle of London or Sheffield for the amount of time I get to enjoy it all. We're lucky we get 1 day a week off, if you call that lucky, and we spend most of the time. We've got a house to maintain, we've got letters to write, and we've got stock for the bar to buy, so it's a change rather than a relaxing day off.
So many people down here die of strokes and heart attacks and go boom. We have something here by the end of the season, and it happens to a lot of the men especially. We call them flip. When they're so exhausted that it's just like they got a brainstorm, and it's pretty frightening seeing it happen. It's like an epilepsy fit. And it's sheer exhaustion and worry. And I wouldn't like that to happen to him. When I sleep with him, occasionally he sleeps downstairs and I sleep upstairs, but when I do sleep with him, I might as well sleep with somebody that has epilepsy. His fingers are going totally, I don't know if it's till, because he does like money. I mean, that's why he works. His hands is going. He's arguing and talking in his sleep.
I regret the sort of domestic disturbances we've had over the 5 years, and the first 2 years were horrendous. I changed personality slightly because I was putting so much into the business. I suppose slightly insecure, having never done it before, and I wanted to make it work. That 150% of my time and effort went into the business and zilch into the marriage. Well, marriages don't last under those circumstances. Fortunately, I've been married 28 years now, and after that length of time, although you get a bit complacent anyway, you do know each other very well. And I was given a good tousing occasionally by Betty, who said, pull yourself together, and that's what we had to do. So there's regrets for that, of course there are. At the end of the day, the business is the business, but the mainstay of your life has got to be your marriage and your family.
I'm very sad, because we have a heck of a relationship now. Whatever argument, whatever we done here, he can go down that bar, and it's like he got a button. Hello, here I come, and he's all smiles, and nobody even knew. I want him to paint the house occasionally. I want him to be my husband. But he's not my husband no more. And I think a lot of people find that. They come down here. They sort of look at a man that maybe have been married to 20, 30 years or whatever. I think, God, I didn't know he was like this. He hit me like a ton of brick. I did not know my husband after 24 years. So I think, can I get him to know him? Can I get him to like him the way he is? I respect him a lot for what he's doing. It must be hard for him. But I just want him to give me a bit of time. Otherwise, there's no point of being married. It is a hard life down here, and you have to be very strong. People who come down and have sold everything up get cornered, especially the wives. I'm not so sure I'm going to give it up. I'll fight for my marriage. I don't like to think we're giving up what we gave up to come down here just to split up, because none of us would be happy. He would not be happy, and I would not be happy without him. I don't want to be another Costa del Sol case. I've seen enough down here.
It does feel like home. Not as home felt at home, but it feels a very long time since we were in England.
The kitchen people were very good, though. Did a very good job. And they're very helpful, very nice people. So we're delighted with it, aren't we?
Really pleased with it.
Time changes your opinions, doesn't it? At the moment, we're relatively healthy. But who knows? In a year or so time, you can't tell whether your health's going to deteriorate that much.
I am on tablets for the rest of my life. I get those free at home. As a pensioner, I will still get those here. We are given a doctor once all the official papers have gone through.
When we become residents.
When we become residents, we are given a doctor. And I'm told that the health service here is quite good and quite adequate. So I've no worries about that at all.
On the night time, when you open the bar doors and you see how busy it is, everybody's laughing, everybody's joking, everybody's happy, got a suntan. You feel, when I was stood looking into that square, I thought, well, I can't really believe this, that I'm going to be living here and actually earning money from it. But it's a dream that anybody can make come true if they're willing to, like I've had to do, sell my house, sell all my work tools, to raise money to buy it. But anybody can do it. So I'm confident I'll stop. I'll not be coming back. I'll do all right. Beautiful, that.
Once you realise that manana doesn't mean today or tomorrow, it's any day except today, then you're starting to relax. And now we've got the residencia and we've gone all through the gobbledygook. We're happy, aren't we?
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got all that,
Yeah.
We feel safe, we've arrived, you know, that sort of feeling.
We can now walk out and feel as though we do live here.
We go to the Pensioners Club, the Spanish club up in the village.
We're pensionistas now, you know. It's nice to go up and mix in with the older people, especially the men. They have the games room. At first, they don't take much notice of you, but when they've seen you once or twice, they look and they nod. And then they've invited me into the games, which I've enjoyed. There's many English going, but they tend to stay in their own group. Not many trespass into the games room with the Spanish.
Teaching them how to...
You, signora?
Sì.
Visit?
Sì,
Comprende?
visita.
Mi?
Sì, sì.
Sì?
Sì, sì, aquí.
Ah, che le dette sì. Bienvenido.
Igualmente.
Sì, yeah.
Habla español.
You visit
Muy bien.
for café, brandy,
Gracias,
cognac.
gracias. Camonal, aquí, camonal.
Telefono.
Sí, yo también.
Growing all together here, I can't think of a more beautiful place to grow all together in. And I mean, the way we feel now, we won't grow old. We feel old at all. No.
Yeah, we see you at tarde.
Sí.
And we do.
Sí, sí.
Sí.
I thought we're coming back in the season. We were going to struggle this winter, but It's been a lot better than I thought. Nights, like I said, night times are quiet. But daytime, it's all right. Can't complain.
Your wife likes the bingo, so you've got to keep the wife happy, haven't you?
It's not hard work at all. I don't class playing pool hard work. But on a night time, this time of year, mainly that's all I'm doing. Playing pool with customers. It's not hard work. Long hours. Long hours. But enjoying it.
We've actually been in this apartment 6 or 7 weeks now, and this is the 6th time we've moved, but we're just in one room. But there's no room really for playing with our Ben, and I can't keep him quiet when Kev's in bed, so it's a matter of doing his best. But he don't always wake him up, it must depend how deep sleep he's in, but it is awkward. And like you say, it does lead to a bit of tension because you're trying to be that quiet to not disturb him, and yet if he gets disturbed, he's ratty, bad-tempered. And our Ben gets shouted at then, you see. But like I say, I can't keep him quiet. So early I can get him ready and out to school, the better.
Yes, Frank.
I know it'd be go all the time. I know we'd be having to do it ourselves, and there'd be long hours and that. But it's harder with our Ben. Perhaps if we'd have just been on his own, I don't know, it might not have been so bad, but I don't think I could keep up hours that Kev does at night, because I get tired. Where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Where is he? Can you see him? Hey, daddy. We don't get any time together, and we do see each other, but we're in barn, you're working. It's not the same as being on your own and being able to just relax and unwind, you know. You're living and breathing, thinking by, you know. Could do with like a couple of days off a week. It's difficult.
Adios, your lot.
I prefer to have a much more civilised life. But there again, I can't see Michael having a 9-to-5 job. I'll hate to take him away from something he enjoys so much. But he got to compromise a little bit. And I don't think he will. I like to write off the last 6 years. You would say experience I could have done without. Mentally and physically. I sound like this is all wrong, because there has been a lot of fun time. I just feel I lost something that was very precious to me.
We all want to be liked anyway, which is why you'll be so good at running the bar anyway, because you give out that sort of welcoming attitude, and that'll be good. But I guarantee in a year's time, you'll be sitting here saying to Di, blimey, Fred and Mary weren't in. What did you do?
What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Some shepherd's pie.
You burnt the food again.
Yeah.
Well, Di, you won't have done anything. You'll be in the kitchen.
I'm not well in the kitchen. I'm going behind the bar sometimes.
Oh, right.
Hopefully, I can go off to another bar, and I've told Peter and Diane I would not buy it like the bar next door. But if I bought a bar not so far from here, it would end up as another bee's knees. If I could make this one a success with Betty, then I've no doubt that we can make another one a success. But we would be making it a success, and more of the assets of that bar would be coming to us.
Do you think you'll take Betty with you? Do you think Betty will go into that bar?
Yes, I think under pretty strict rules. Yes, I think she would, but I at her age, sorry, Betty, but at her age, I don't think she should have to work 24 hours a day in a bar. Actually, Malcolm, it doesn't matter whether I think that or not. She won't. We know people down here. We can employ staff now, and if the bar's of the right nature and the right time scale, then yes, I think she would get involved in another bar, but perhaps not so deeply as she was here. I'd run another bar tomorrow. You know very well I would.